The best way to help broke people is not to be one of them. Instead of us focusing on the divorce and who's sleeping with who and who was wrong and who was right, let's take away the lessons that Kandi Burruss is dropping when it comes to money. Candy's going to be all right, y'all. No matter what you think about her, she's going to be all right. So, yes, this is me with the Kandi Burruss. And the great thing about my history with Kandi is that I was able to talk business, I was able to talk investments, and I was able to talk strategy with her. I often only take photos with people who elevate me in some way, shape, form, or fashion. If it's not someone who I can learn from, I'm really not that interested. And saying that to say I'm really not interested in Kandi as a housewife, but I am very interested in Kandi as a business woman. And so this photo is not a flex. It's simply someone who I respect in the world of business and investing. And I'm just sharing it with my Gym Nation. Before we get into that, let me first introduce myself. Hey, everyone, this is Kim, AKA Kim with the Gyms. And on this channel, we talk money, travel, and wellness from a cultural perspective, from a Black woman's point of view, and with all that is going on in the world today as it relates to us. This topic is right on time. I came across an article from earlier this year. It's on theroot.com, and it's entitled 7 Reasons Why Kandi Burruss Will Never Be Broke. Can you guess what they are? I'll wait. And while I'm waiting, go ahead, hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, make sure you turn on notifications, and become part of the Gym Nation, where all we do is drop gems in those areas of wellness, travel, and money, honey. So let's get into reasons why Kandi Burruss will not be broke and the lessons that she's taught us along the way. And let's stop wasting our time and energy wondering who's right, who's wrong, who slept with who, what's going on with Kandi and Todd. Okay, so the labor force is basically ridding itself of Black women. And I've said it time and time again, the ones that are going to fare better are the ones that aren't solely dependent on that one job. So if you are a Black woman who just got pushed out of a quote unquote safe job, this is going to be a blueprint for you. Kandi Burruss is definitely going through a public divorce that is messy. But the one thing she's not crying about is how she is going to survive. That is something that not a lot of people who have been forced out of the labor market can say, because we become ill prepared and we also end up wasting our time, completely wasting our time on things that don't matter, like watching celebrities from the outside while they're building and protecting their futures on the inside. So the best way to help broke people is not to be one of them. And you're going to learn how Kandi has implemented that. Number one, like I said, she doesn't depend on just one paycheck. She has several sources of income. So she has a production company. She sells products. She has real estate. She does partnerships with other businesses like Amazon. She has licensing deals and other investments. And she even has restaurants that failed. But you know why that's okay? Because she has other streams to offset the failed businesses. She absolutely does not have to worry about a W-2 like the majority of us. So that's why it is so important to diversify, to have multiple businesses so that you can offset the ebbs and flows of the business cycles. But we have been conditioned to chase that stable, good job. But what have we learned this year? No such thing as stability anymore. And so we really have to shift our mindset that you do need at least one additional stream that you own and control, and that gives you some level of freedom should that quote unquote stable job disappear. Also, how do you turn your skills into income streams, right? So Kandi took what she loved to do and was able to build businesses. She turned singing into producing for others, right? Writing for others. She turned her extracurricular activities into product based businesses. She turned her love for fashion into partnerships with companies like Amazon. She turned her creativity into creating plays and doing movies and using her natural talent so that it doesn't become as cumbersome as working one of those quote unquote stable jobs. Every resource that we've talked about on this channel about figuring it out will be put in the description section. But yeah, she doesn't just sing, she sells products, she has a production company, she does digital content, she does licensing, she has decades of experience in these areas. So why not monetize them? No one listening to this is probably starting from zero with no experience. So think about what it is that you can do that is either service based, product based, or maybe even a hybrid of the two, and start doing it. I promise you, if you put your hyper focus lens on 5 days, it should take you from ideation to launching, or at least talking about whatever that idea is to start to get it ready for market. It does not take forever. 5 days. Check out our Decode Your Talent, Design Your 5+ Figure Income Bootcamp replays. Again, the link will be in the description. Think about what you can help people solve. There's too many problems out here in the world. I'm sure through all of your lived and life experiences and even your corporate experiences, you can find a way to help a certain segment solve a problem and get results. Number 3, own something, right? What do you own? Do you own stock? Do you own real estate? Do you own a business or an asset? Since the top of this year, I have been imploring my audience to at least own an LLC. LLCs you can get in a day. It does not, in most states, you can get your LLC in a day. And guess what that affords you? That affords you the opportunity to not only make money, but it also gives you more protection with your taxes. And you still have time to launch your business in December to take advantage of those protections. We have to start really, really, really paying attention to how the wealthy move, the ones that we keep watching and getting mad at and complaining about how they're changing this country. Take advantage of the opportunities that exist before you today, like starting a business and having those tax shelters like they do. Start your business. Real estate may not be, something you're ready to do today or tomorrow, but what you can do is own stock. You can trade stock for income. You can make money that way. And you don't need $100,000 to start. You can start with 500, 1,000, and build from there. These are the resources that we are trying to provide to you so that you are able to never be broke again. In the words of the article, let me pull the picture of the article up. And here's the article that I'm referring to. You can check it out. Like I said, it's on theroot.com. 7 reasons why Kandi Burruss will never be broke. And I really believe that many of us are just wasting time on the wrong things. And listen, this picture is not a flex. This picture is a mindset. This picture is me surrounding myself with people who I want to emulate in some way, shape, form, or fashion. It's about learning from those who have done and are doing, and then me passing on that knowledge to help make us stronger as a community. Again, just easy ways or simple ways that smart people like Kandi Burruss are not worried about where their next meal is coming from or how they're going to pay their mortgage or how they're going to put food on their table, because they're not reliant on one income. You can also check out the high probability trading only masterclass. Our first strategy session is Tuesday. We have one seat remaining. The link will be in the description below, or you can go to bit.ly/HPTO 2025 and claim that last seat. Now let's go to find ways to collaborate so that you can multiply your income, right? We as Black women specifically often try to do it alone. We have low trust with people. You listen, for good reason, right? Exploitation is real. But when you try and seek out strategic partnerships, like with Amazon, like with affiliate marketing, like with other creators that you have a trust in, you can 10x that income without 10xing your workload. It becomes easier. And I try to get anyone in my communities to lean into affiliate marketing, which can become such a passive income stream if you build it right. And we're talking 5 figures or more. So I really want to go deeper in this, but for the sake of time, let's just get through the next. And I might, you know what? I might do a webinar to go deeper in this. I think I will because I think it's important. So what else should you do? Learn how to reinvest your income, right? You don't have to spend it on items that will not appreciate, which are technically liabilities, right? They're not assets, they're liabilities. So take Kandi, for instance, real estate, production companies, even her restaurants. Those were reinvestments that were made with the goal that they would appreciate. And even though as Black women, we are the most educated and entrepreneurial group, we often underinvest in assets that compound. We buy cars new off the lot, right? We rent in greater numbers. We don't own stocks at a disproportionate level to other racial groups. So every dollar that we earn outside of our 9 to 5, 70% should go back into your business or investments. And then you spend 30% on your necessities and whatever extras. It's a simple formula that the wealthy use. There's a saying, the wealthy know that they have to invest first and spend last, while the poor spend first and invest last. And we have to change that. Reinvesting is how you stay paid. And that's what Kandi has done, right? And a great lesson to take away. Next lesson, protect yourself, right? Through whatever that looks like, through contracts. Talking about Kandi, she had a prenup. Now, rather the prenup stays or gets tossed out, we don't know. But whenever you're building something, you must protect yourself. We often skip the legal protections because a lot of times it feels expensive or we haven't learned about it. With the internet and AI, there is no reason that you cannot at least get started with the process at a fraction of the cost. So non-negotiables, get your business entity, your LLC. Make sure that if you do partnerships, there are contracts. And you can actually, in some of these large language models, put those contracts in, ask the large language model, where are the risks for the person signing or agreeing to these terms? What stands out to you as potential risk? And I need you to think like you are Johnny Cochran in the OJ trial. I need you to comb through this and let me know any potential red flags and what would your suggestions be. I would personally do the red flags first, and then based on what they are, go line by line and ask for their suggestions. But again, just saying that to say that we have more help and aid now than ever. So always have a contract and surround yourself with people that are going to give you the right information and sound advice. Get in community where people are like-minded, are not focused on the wrong things, will hold you accountable to be focused on the right things, and ask for help when you need it. Closed mouths don't get fed. Take a page out of Kandi Burruss's book and future-proof your income by having multiple streams of income. I want us to replace with paying attention to what is going on in this woman's marriage, separation, and or divorce. Because I promise you one thing, she is not caring about what is going on in your life. She will be okay. She will continue to thrive through businesses because she's hyper focused on making sure that her children are okay, her children's children are okay, that she's okay. And that's what I want for us. And so I am going to come back with a webinar sometime this week, but I want us to hyper focus on these areas. So that is pretty much the Kandi Burruss Never Broke Blueprint. If you have any questions, put it in the comment section and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Until the next video, I will see you guys later.